I am Karen Hoogendoorn. I am Cookshack's Consumer Sales Representative. And today we're going to go over the difference between the Fast Eddy by Cookshack pellet grills, the PG500 and the PG1000. At this time, I'm going to show you how the pellet grills operate. The PG1000 and 500 work exactly the same. All you do is just turn your switch on after it's plugged in. You have an up and down arrow key where you can set your temperature to the setting you want. You have a hopper in here. It's a 20-pound bag hopper. Also on the PG500, it holds 20 pounds of pellets. With the hopper open, as you see below there, that is the auger. The auger will spin the pellets up into the fire pot, and the fire pot will ignite with a bullet heater. The pellets will fall down through this chute into the fire pot. The bullet heater will then ignite, and after it ignites, the igniter light will come on at the front of your controller. If you'll notice on the left side of the PG1000, that is your direct cooking space. And the cooking area for the direct side is 10 inches by 18 inches. To the right side is your indirect area, and that is 18 by 18 inches. If you look down through the grill, you'll see a slant metal piece. That is your grease tray that goes out into a bucket. Your top rack is 10 inches by 28 inches, so you have a total cooking area of 820 square inches. If you'll notice the two drawers that are pulled out on the PG1000, to the left is your ash pan and grease drawer that's underneath the direct cooking area. On the right side is your warming drawer. What I like about each of these is that none of the grease will go past these two trays, so your bottom of your grill will always stay clean. I even put on the left side, on the ash pan, I put a little piece of foil in there, so when it's the grease has actually stuck on there, I just take it out, take it to my trash can after it's cooled off, and pour the whole thing out, so it's nice and clean. The PG1000 has an insulation on the roll top. It's very heavy to lift, which is really great in those cold temperatures. This PG1000 can go from 0 to 8 minutes to get to 400 degrees. So you can start searing a steak really quick. You can also see on the front of this is what your temperature is inside. So when you set your temperature below on your controller, you can see when it reaches the temperature inside here, which takes about 8 minutes at 400 degrees. The Fast Eddy by Cookshack PG500, the doors open from the front, and also too, they have the same cooking area as the PG1000 that I described earlier. It also has the same trays in the front, the one for your ash and your grease tray that goes over your direct side, and your indirect side is your warming drawer. Also too, the PG500 does not have insulation in the top cabinet like the PG1000 has. The PG500 also has a side tray here where you can actually put your utensils on that the 1000 does not have. It also has a slider. You can put a probe through here, just set it on top of your counter here, put it through the slider hole into your indirect side. The differences between the PG500 and the PG1000, the PG1000 has an insulated roll top, where the PG500 doesn't have an insulated roll top. I also, too, some of the advantages of the 500 is if you're cooking something in here, like a pot of beans or potatoes, you can also keep it warm on top of here because there is no insulation. With the 1000, you can't do that because it'll fall off the top. The PG1000 comes with 4 casters on it, so it makes it easy to move around. The PG500 just has the 2 wheels on the bottom, where you have to lift the right side to actually move it where you want it to place. The PG1000 also too has a storage area below the unit, where actually on this one right here it doesn't have the storage area, but you can actually put the 2 bags underneath it once you get it stabilized. The PG1000 smokestack is on the right side of the unit. On the PG500, it's on the right side as well. They just look different, but it works exactly the same. When I mentioned earlier how the PG1000 will go to 0 to 8 minutes to get to your 400 degrees, on the PG500, it will probably take about 20 minutes, and it may use a little more pellets because it's not insulated. On the PG500, it has a opener here to let your pellets out. It's called a pellet drop. You just take a screwdriver and turn it, and it opens. And if you want to change out your pellets, it's really easy to do with the 500. The PG1000 does not have this option. The PG500 comes with an optional accessory. This is your front shelf that can be actually attached to the PG500. The PG1000 does not have this accessory. This just goes, you undo the screws on each side and take your side shelf off of there and screw them both in together, the side shelf and the front shelf. So that way make it easier for you to take your food and stuff off, set it on here to be able to serve it. On the PG500, you can also get an accessory for 2 additional casters to put on your PG500 on the right side of your grill. The PG1000 and the PG500 has a couple accessories that you can purchase separate from this unit. This is a seafood grill. It's 18 by 18, and it can replace the grill that's in the 500 or the 1000 on the indirect side. And that way, things that you might cook that might fall through this grill, like for example sausage patties, they won't fall through that grill. I use it also too to do vegetables on there. Things that are smaller that might fall through this grill won't fall through that. This is your rib rack that you can use in either of the pellet grills. The ribs will be on their sides like this, and this will hold 7 baby bags, or you can use every other one to put for like your St. Louis cut ribs. Once you get it filled, you put on the indirect side, like so, and the doors close easy. So you can make it where you can cook more ribs than just maybe 2 or 3 at one time. This way you can do 7 baby backs at one time. Just follow the cookbook recipes for how to do baby back ribs. The PG1000 and PG500's top shelf is flat, but it has a lip on the end, which is great if things that you put on here you don't want to roll off won't, and you just put it in like so. Also too, if you want to turn it the opposite direction, for things that you want to just slide off, you can do it this way as well. Well, this pretty much concludes the differences between the PG1000 Fast Eddy by Cookshack and the PG500 pellet grills. If you have any questions, you can call me at 1-800-423-0698 extension 222, and I'll be glad to help you. You can also go to our website, which is www.cookshack.com, and look up these grills as well. Also, too, it's a great place to go find more information on these grills at our forum. If you have any questions, please give me a call. Thank you.